Good evening, NorCal Carters. This is Jason, and it's Monday, July 20th. Can you believe it's already July? And in 11 more days, this month is over. Seems for a while there, it seems like the year went by pretty slow. Now all of a sudden, it's flying by again. So, yeah. And we're back. And we're doing upcoming events, primarily focused on the Northern California karting scene. Most of the events are kart racing related, but I've added a couple of extra recently. One of them, a local coffee shop, has a little car show on the last Sunday of every month. They call it Gears and Grind, and that's here locally in Galt. And it's out in front of the It's a Grind coffee shop. And I went out there last month, and I had my TB cart and had that on display, and it was fun. I mean, I got a lot of weird looks from the car enthusiasts that had the muscle cars, like, oh, what is that thing doing here? And then I had a number of people that just walked up and started telling their go-kart stories, and people I've never met before. So that was really neat, and I'm going to try to make it out there again this Sunday. So that is, I guess, more of preaching the gospel of karting as a recreation and not necessarily as a racing sport, but just to get people involved and sell more carts, sell more memberships, put people on the track so they can share this great sport with their friends. So again, that's Gears and Grind. That'll be July 26th in Galt, near the It's a Grind coffee shop. So thank you to those guys for creating that event. And we also have a lot of racing coming up, so this is going to be really neat. And before I forget, tonight's show is brought to you by Retire. Now, this Retire Corporation, that's RETYRECORP.com. So it's retirecorp.com. And what Retire does, they go to the big events. They cherry pick the best tires that have very, very little track time on them. They preserve them, they wrap them, they put them in boxes, and they resell them. They're a supporter of our show. And my other business, extracartparts.com, we sell the Retire line. So it's MGs, Eventkos, Bridgestones, Mojos, all your name brand real karting tires. They are not retreads. They are not recaps. They are basically just tires that have only been on the track for 1 or 2 sessions. And we collect them and sell them to local racers or local recreational karters so they can save money on the tire portion, and they can spend more time at the track, which means they're buying more parts from a kart shop, they're buying more memberships for the local tracks, etc. So again, check them out, retirecorp.com, and that's RETYRECORP.com. So thanks to Retire for the sponsorship. And we also have a number of our calendar sponsors have events coming up. So let's do a quick recap. This past weekend at Sonoma, it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. I was personally out there, and I wanted to see 100 entries. They didn't quite get 100 entries, and they were just shy of it. But the racing action was great. The Rock Shifter class was stout. The Rock Shifter Masters class, if you got rid of Kevin Woods, it was pretty stout. I mean, that guy just put on a clinic. But again, the rest of the field had some great racing action. I was helping a mini driver, Christian Cameron, so that was a lot of fun. And he actually came home with the win, so that was nice. And it was a good event. I heard from a lot of people they were scared to come out, mainly the people that travel, because just last week our wonderful governor started shutting things down again, and a lot of people kind of got a little bit hesitant to do all the travel expense, etc., and then be faced with track shutdown. But I don't get it. I mean, karting has been COVID friendly since the mid 2000s. We don't have a lot of spectators. We don't have a lot of entries. It's not like we're packing places anymore, with the exception of a few events. This should have been the year for Rok at Sonoma. There was a lot of momentum. Andy Seisman's crew with Challenge Karting, CODA, California Rock Cup Championship. They had a lot of great momentum coming along. The Sonoma club race presented by Sanzaru, they had a lot of momentum, especially in their shifter masters class. That really grew. A lot of momentum with the 100cc classes. So I wouldn't be very surprised if the next couple of races are easy, 100, 120 entries. And again, if you didn't know, this past weekend it was a combined event. So it was Rok Sonoma and it was California Rock Championship. And they basically just pooled their karting customers and said, we're going to do a joint event. Hopefully this is for the good of everybody. It is a really neat event. So everything went off without a hitch. Pretty much all of us were bitching and moaning about the face masks, but I was there because I want to work. A lot of racers were there because they want to race. And so we all kind of just sucked it up and wore our little face masks and made the job easier on the security personnel so they didn't have to keep barking at us. But ironically, I think it was, I could be misspeaking because I'm not a drag guy. No, I don't dress in drag. But the drag cars, they had an event down the hill. They must have had 200 or 300 entries down there. So Sonoma was pretty busy that day as far as with 2 events going on. And it was really neat to see. And racers, we kind of naturally social distance anyway. I mean, we're all in our own pit stalls, etc. When you're on the grid, it's not like we're all holding hands and things like that. But, oh well. But it was a great event. So thank you to Andy Seisman. Number one, he is a current sponsor of our calendar, so challengekarting.com. But thank you for bringing your SoCal guys up and supporting the NorCal events. And it's going to be a lot of fun racing here at Sonoma this year, so that should be good. And coming up this weekend, another NorCal Karters calendar. So it's norcalkarters.com. Another calendar sponsor, CCKRA. That is Central California Kart Racing Association. And they have an event this weekend at Buttonwillow, at the Buttonwillow Kart Track. So that's going to be July 25th and 26th. And this weekend on Sunday, the Northern Nevada Kart Club, nnkcreno.com, they are also having a club race. And that's on Sunday. And they've opened it up to members and non-members. They have a pretty good system in place for the social distancing. And if you've never been to the Reno Kart Track and you're itching to go race, go check out Northern Nevada Kart Club. So it's nnkcreno.com. And their club race is on July 26th. And as I mentioned, opening up the show, July 26th, I'm going to try to make it out to the Gears and Grind in Galt, California. It's basically just a coffee and car show where guys just hang out, gals hang out, talk about cars, talk about gear, stuff. I have some flyers I'm going to hand out, and that should be a lot of fun like it was last time. And the curveball of the week for me was compliments of my friends over at NCK, nckroadracing.com. They are also a sponsor of the norcalkarters.com calendar. NCK added an event at Sonoma, August 1st and 2nd. So it's a 2-day event. And you can either go to nckroadracing.com or go to norcalkarters.com. And you can check out the calendar, click on it, get more information. But it's a 2-day event. And they scratched the Laguna event that was supposed to take place in August. And it said they worked out a deal with Sonoma. So those of you that have wanted a Sonoma race, not in November, go check it out. Again, August 1st and 2nd, nckroadracing.com. And guys, thank you for your patronage of NorCalCarters.com. I appreciate it. And let's see here. Don't want to skip anybody. We also have the Rockfest East. So that's going to be in Charlotte. I know a handful of teams from Northern California are making the trek. There's a couple of teams from the SoCal area making the trek back to Charlotte. And that's at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the Rockfest East event. And that is July 30th through August 2nd. And that should be a lot of fun for the racers. And again, I was talking to a few of the teams this weekend, and I know they're leaving because we loaded up some carts that were heading back from NorCal to Charlotte. So that's a Rockfest East event. That's July 30th, 31st, August 1st, and 2nd. You can find more information on NorCalCarters.com or RockCupUSA.com. And let's see here. Then the following week, SKUSA, they have their Summer Nationals. I call it Summer Nationals Week 1, and then they have Summer Nationals Week 2. I think they officially call it rounds 1 through 3 and rounds 4 through 6. So that's taking place in Newcastle. Both events back to back, basically 4 days apart. So that's going to be August 6th through the 9th and August 13th through the 16th. And I know there's teams from Northern California that are going back to support that event as well. And let's see, that should be... We'll see. I'm actually really curious how that's going to work out. It's... A lot of us haven't been racing a lot. And for a lot of the racers, they love Newcastle. One of the biggest bitch and moans about Newcastle as far as the event location is the travel time. So I'm really curious to see how this event's going to turn out. If people are just going to kind of suck it up and spend a couple of events, boom, boom, back to back, or they're going to do one or the other. I think that's going to be interesting to see. And that same weekend is our site sponsor, ChallengeKarting.com, the California Rock Cup Championship, and that's at Santa Maria. And so that's going to be August 15th and 16th. And for me personally, I think all tracks have their unique characteristics that make them fun and interesting and challenging. But I like Santa Maria in the summer because usually it's a wonderful break away from the summer heat. It's near the coast. It's in Central California. It's in the 805 area code. And it is just nice and refreshing to get to the coast. There's a lot of great eateries out there. And maybe I should try to find a way to work at that event somehow for somebody. And so I can enjoy some great food. So again, that's August 15th and 16th at Santa Maria. That's California Rock Cup Championship. All their information can be found at challengekarting.com. And I think that's a wrap for tonight. So we have, this past weekend, we had the combined rock event in Sonoma, which was a lot of fun. This coming week, Buttonwillow is hosting cckra.com, which is Central California Kart Racing Association. Also, on the Sunday, the 26th, Northern Nevada Kart Club, nnkcreno.com. They are having a club race that is open to members and non-members. July 26th in Galt, California, Gears and Grind. And for those of you that have no idea what Gears and Grind is, it's basically just a car show. Go to NorCalCarters.com, click on the calendar link, and my calendar page will take you right to their Facebook event page, so you could check it out. And there's actually a lot of good cars there, so it's a lot of cool ones. So that's a fun deal. Again, karting outreach. And August 1st and 2nd, NCKRoadRacing.com, they have a 2-day event at Sonoma. And I'm going to give the calendar one last look before I call it a wrap. Oh, you know what? I should have opened my show with this. First of all, I should have mentioned my sponsor first, instead of rambling then mentioning them. But tonight's sponsor is retirecorp.com. That's RETYRECORP.com. So they're sponsoring tonight's podcast. Thank you, Wes, for sponsoring us. And the other thing I should mention, so today I spent a lot of time, went through the calendar. I'll be very blunt. If you weren't a sponsor of our show and you're not a national event, I just deleted them off the calendar for the sole reason of I'm not seeing many clubs updating their race calendars. So to clean up the NorCal Karters calendar, I just deleted all the previous events that you had. If you're not a sponsor of the site, the nicest way I can put it is I apologize that I can't keep up with all your posts or Facebook pages and get the events on there at no charge. I did that at the beginning of the year before COVID hit, and it's just extremely time-consuming to do it twice. But I did give the attention to the organizations and the promoters that have sponsored the site. I have made sure that their calendars are updated. So if you go to norcalkarters.com, click on the calendar, if one of your events is missing, please send me an updated calendar, please. Because like I said, if you weren't a sponsor, I just went through and I deleted all of them because there was a lot of events that weren't getting updated. They weren't getting, there was no mention if they were going to have a race or not. So I just wanted to clean everything up. If your event is missing, please reach out to me and we could work something out to get your events back on the calendar. And you can reach me at norcalkarters@gmail.com. Many of you have my cell phone number. Just give me a call. So I did not do that to be malicious or anything else. It was just a matter of I didn't realize how many events we were supposed to have this year. Our calendar, when I say our calendar, I mean jointly. The racing community in Northern California, we were packed. And I just kept going through. It's like, well, I don't know if they have the event. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. It was just, I had to tidy up. So I hope all of you can understand that if your event is missing. But if it's missing, reach out to me. Most of you know how to get a hold of me. I'm on Facebook, NorCal Karters. I have email, norcalkarters@gmail.com. Most of you have my phone number. I'm on Instagram. I'm not very good on Instagram as posting stuff, so won't see much there. I'm also on LinkedIn, so you can also reach me on LinkedIn. So again, if you have some events, you want them on the calendar, reach out to me. And I think that's it. In my head, I thought we had some more stuff to go over. Looking at the calendar, looks like we have everything. I'm trying not to ramble too much about the past event at Sonoma because I think last time I rambled on quite a bit, and I have that habit. And I'm under 20 minutes tonight. Fantastic. So thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for sharing. All of you, I really do appreciate it. My stats, they keep going up every single week. So I know people are listening. I know people are absorbing the content. I hope you find it useful. If you're on one of my social pages and I'm posting or commenting about the podcast and you want to hear from a special guest or you want to hear about a special event, reach out to me. This show's for you guys, so please reach out. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you want to hear. And I'll do my best to provide the content that you want to hear about. So everyone, have a great evening. And don't forget, it's already July. So July 20th. All right, everyone, have a great night.